tell a friend about Woodward Sports as well. Braylon, I want to talk a little Lions right now, if we could. I thought this was pretty fun. Peter Schrager of the NFL Network had Brad Holmes on, Lions general manager, and they talked a little bit about picking up Jahmyr Gibbs at the draft.
When did you fall in love with Jahmyr Gibbs, and what did you love about him?
Man, it's funny that you said you heard that about him going that early, because I was sitting here thinking, I was like, nobody's going to do this except us. And then after we picked him, then I heard all these other gentlemen.
Oh, yeah, no, that's who we wanted. Yeah.
Right? I'm glad you picked him there because he wasn't going to make it. But, no, I first fell in love with him. Obviously, I didn't know about him that much when he was at Georgia Tech that year before. Yeah. So I went to that Texas-Alabama game earlier in the year, and I saw his body type, and like, man, this guy looked intriguing. Then I kind of saw what he was doing in both phases. Yeah, I mean, he can run it, but what he was doing as a receiver and the explosiveness and everything about him, and we just kept doing work on him. And like I said, kind of do some draft prep during the season and kept doing work on him, and that was just kind of it for me. I was like, this guy's and he's a weapon. He's a weapon, and you know, when you talk about all the running backs going in the first round and all that kind of stuff, you know, I always say, like, if he's a weapon, then forget the RB
positionless players.
That's in,
right? Like that's how it looks.
That's what he is. Like that's like we thought he was a multi-phase, elite, explosive, positionless weapon.
So what I took from this, Ryan, and just listening to this is everybody else, man. With Brad Holmes, he's not afraid to do his own scouting. He's not afraid to march to the beat of his own drum. He's not afraid to go after and doing things a little different. He doesn't want to go after who everybody else is going after. He doesn't want to go after whatever non-scouting professional, whatever mock draft you saw. He doesn't want to go after those guys. He wants to go after the guys that he saw with his own eyes, with his scout's eyes as well, with their own identity in place. What guys fit our system? What guys do we like? We're looking for certain type of guys. Jahmyr Gibbs is the type of guy that he saw and that he liked. It doesn't matter that other teams, Jahmyr Gibbs didn't fit their system. It doesn't matter that Jack Campbell isn't who other guys would have drafted 18. They trust their eyes. They trust their vision. And when you have success like they've had with their draft picks, we're excited because of how their draft picks have played in the last 2 years that they've been drafted. We're excited when you look at Kirby Joseph. You're excited when you look at Justin Houston last year in the breakout year. So when you have a track record of things working, don't forget, Cooper Kupp is his pick. Cooper Kupp is who he sorted out, drafted, scouted, said that this is a guy that we should pick up. So when you have that many under your belt that work, who are we to sit back and say, Jahmyr Gibbs, this is a different NFL. There's a different time of day. It's who you think fits your system. And Jahmyr Gibbs in this new kind of positionless backfield, if you kind of want to say, I don't want to use the NBA, it's like a positionless backfield. Like, how many real running backs are there? How many wide receivers are there playing running back? And how many running backs are there playing wide receiver? He went after Jahmyr Gibbs. He wanted to make that move, and I think it's going to be a good payoff.
Hey, he got me excited. It sounds like he's a kid in a candy store, and he can't wait to show his toy to the rest of the neighborhood. So I'm really looking forward to it. I ask you guys, if you did the draft again and you're picking at 6, and Bijan Robinson is there waiting for you, and Jahmyr Gibbs is waiting for you.
Gibbs.
You're taking Gibbs over Bijan still?
Taking Gibbs. I'm taking Gibbs
is
because
it because of the way he's been talked about since then?
Yes. Obviously, you know, I was the guy for 4 months that was saying take a running back.
Yeah.
And I was right about the position, wrong about the player, but right about the position. And it just feels like Gibbs isn't, you know, they back in the Rich Rod days, they reclassified offensive skill position players as athletes. He's not a running back or he's not a wide receiver. He's an athlete.
Right.
I feel like Gibbs is an athlete. Gibbs is a playmaker. He's not one-dimensional. Not saying that Bijan is, but Bijan feels like a one-dimensional, traditional,
like Derrick Henry,
hard-nosed power. Well, if you're a Derrick Henry type guy, I'll take that too.
Well, I think he is.
But you understand what I'm getting at.
I think also not to mention, you know what I'm saying, it's easy to say, well, look, he doesn't know running backs. You know what I'm saying? Look at Cam Akers out there with the running backs in the Rams. Like, they didn't know. Well, you know what? Actually, he does, because he was there when they scouted, when they drafted Todd Gurley, so he knows a little bit about running backs. But
Can I just pick up on something you said real
Go
quick?
ahead, go ahead.
Because you were talking about Brad Holmes is picking guys he doesn't care who they are or
Well,
what
yeah,
other teams think
exactly.
based on the Peter Schrager interview. You know who that sounds an awful lot like? Bob Quinn in the Patriot
yeah.
Way. The only difference is Brad Holmes guys work out.
Yeah, this is true.
Brad Holmes guys perform on the field.
This is true.
And Brad Holmes has a track record of having drafts and getting friggin' all-pro guys in the 4th round, having 6th-round picks be starters, having 7th-round picks make the team and playing contributing roles. Hell, having 1st and 2nd-round players be studs. Can we just start there?
Yep.
At the end of the day, you got to appreciate this, man. Here's the camera. I'm looking at it coming in full effect. The Detroit Lions fans and the Lions as a whole, they better be excited that they got a guy like Brad Holmes that has the balls to make the picks that he wants, to have the balls to say, you know what, I don't need that guy. I don't have to draft the guy that everybody says is a home run. He has the brass and the stones to trade up to get this guy who nobody is talking about, who people are asking why would they make that move. And then you get guys like Peter Schrager who actually appreciate his work. They're asking him, what went into this decision? What were you thinking about? How did you do this? They're not asking him because they think he's crazy, Ryan. They're asking him because they're picking his mind. They're trying to see how he thinks. How does he step outside the box? Because people want to put this into who they are. People aren't scared a lot of times to pull the trigger. People aren't scared to see something or to make that angle or to make that play. They see it, but it's like, I'm going to just go here. This is what everybody else would do. This is what makes sense. They told me to make this move. No one will get mad if I make this move. Some people, they don't mind going left and said, nah, the hell with that. This is what we do.